unemployed, I was starting to slouch. I was sleeping in the basement on my mama's new couch. That's when I heard it all, a chance to skirt it all. A money like my last girl, completely virtual. Got the top graphic cards, got a power supply, a microprocessor, a motherboard, a tower and drive. I put the RAM in the RAM slot drive in the larger bay. Topped it off 2 fans, like a Chargers game. Price spiked to 30, I missed out, I fear. Crudely assemble a rig like a BP engineer. My friends and family smile and smirking or make fun of me, but I'ma make them eat their words because I'm gonna be a Bitcoin billionaire. Spending money like I don't care. Mining coin in my underwear. I'm gonna be a Bitcoin billionaire. Selecting software and reading the notes. I'm picking out my favorite miners like a Penn State coach. Pick me a digital wallet for holding all my amounts. Read up on all the ways to open lots of accounts. I feel like Tom Brady, I got a fear of inflation, but this is crypto, baby, central bank decentralization. The script, I flipped it, laptop encrypted. My life was rotten, now all my cotton's ejected. And on my vacation, I'm crypto supplying, and they call me gentrification, the way I'm black modifying. Friends asking, what's the best part of your newfound treasury? I say, reminding you how you told me I'd never be a Bitcoin billionaire. Spending money like I don't care. Flash drives in the underwear. Now that I'm a Bitcoin billionaire. The cash was never ending, yo, I'm scaling fun and rowdy. I was spending like a 7 on a scale from 1 to Saudi. Call it mad banking. All night and all weekend, my rig is out franking. Grabs what it can while you sleeping. Just try outspending me, and you'll see I'm on a mission. Drop more Satoshis than a clumsy Japanese obstetrician. But I ain't open to splits, don't care if it's best or not. Opposing forks like a Chinese restaurant. I went from geek to chic, from basic to ASIC. I went from basement squatting to yachting, from basin to basin. Went from no friends and depression to peer-to-peer legend. More contrasting language to establish the impression I'm a Bitcoin billionaire. Spending money like I don't care. Then one day there was a solar flare. I was a Bitcoin billionaire. Spending money like I don't care. Now I just pawn my underwear. Used to be a Bitcoin billionaire. Any change that you can spare? I'd settle for a Dogecoin. I'm so desperate.
Hello Bitcoiners, it's Brian here, the UK Bitcoin Master. As always, back with my regular Monday show, Bitcoin for Beginners. As always, pound the like button, bash the bell button, subscribe, share, do all those things. Share it on Twitter, share it on Steemit, share it everywhere. Apologies for if anything goes wrong, but I bashed my head when I was setting the show up and I couldn't stop it bleeding, so I've been absolutely panicking trying to get everything ready. So hopefully it's all working. You can all hear me okay. So something in the chat would be useful if you can hear me. I'm just making sure I got my chat up to date. Looking down the list, I can see me, Rocky. Hi, Rocky. Great to have you with us. I thought you might be on tonight, Rocky. Elaine, Mrs. UK Bitcoin Master, you're in there. Buffy W, great to have you with us. Can't see who else for now, but welcome to tonight's show, people. It is great to be with you all. I'm just going to get the preliminaries out of the way as always. I hate doing all this stuff, but we've got to. I want to just make sure I cover myself, and there's a disclaimer here that says I don't give financial advice. So nothing I say is financial advice. Don't take it as financial advice. Great. Usagi Nami, good to have you with us. Pound the like button. Don't panic, hodl, especially as the price crashed. Don't take anything I say as financial advice. It is not meant to be. It is simply my opinion. Today is 29th of August, 2019. And have a strong Bitcoin hand, people, definitely today. Let's get that out of the way. Check out UK Bitcoin Master for my archives, all the shows I've ever done. Check out bitcoininterviews.com for all the live interviews that I've done to date with some of the the most powerful thought leaders within the crypto space. So do check those out. And after the show is finished, check out the notes below. All the notes relevant to the news I'm going to share with you will all be there. There'll be links to, if you want to register, if you're brand new on Coinbase, if you want to get a Trezor, t-shirts, Bitcoin to the moon, let's pump him. His link is below. He does great merchandise as well. JustLearnBitcoin.com. They do great merchandise as well. So do check out all those links below, people. And finally, tipping.me if you want to drop a lightning tip but don't feel you need to. But some people have said to me, you haven't got 1,000 subscribers on your channel, so how do I leave you a tip? Well, you can do it through tipping.me via a web browser, or if you've got a tipping.me wallet or app on your phone, you can do it that way. But I'm not that bothered. What I prefer more is for you to share this across all the social media platforms that you are on. So that is all the preliminaries out the way. We saw a big Bitcoin crash, didn't we? I don't know what caused it. Maybe the experts could tell you what caused it. But you know what? The longer you're in Bitcoin, the less you worry about these crashes. They're going to come and they're going to go. Okay, Rocky's put me right again. He loves putting me right. The price is not crashing. Bitcoin is on sale. Buy the sale. Yeah, good philosophy. When it goes down, buy your Bitcoin because you're buying it cheaper. So, Rocky, yeah, I appreciate that. Guys, excuse me. The one thing I will say, if you want to grab my attention in the chat, type in Brian-UK Bitcoin Master and then your message, and then it flags me up. In fact, I actually don't know if it flags me up on this. I'm not looking at the YouTube chat. I'm looking at the chat to the left of my camera, to the right as you're seeing it over there. That is with the live streaming portal that I use. It brings it in from YouTube, so it might not highlight it, but if not, I'll start bringing in the YouTube live chat instead. But it would be worth trying that out, putting in Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, and then your message to see if it highlights it in this chat box for me. You can just copy and paste that from one of the messages I shared before we started the show. So do try that out for me and let me know. Again, if you're watching this on catch up, or as Adam Meister says, if you're watching it taped, to me, taped is 25 years ago when we used to tape things with a tape recorder, which we no longer do. But if you're watching this on catch up, down there, bottom right, you can click the big subscribe button, hit the bell beside it so you get notified when I go live. Share this across those social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. If you're watching this on Steemit, give us an upvote and a re-steam again at UK Bitcoin Master. So that's got that out of the way. So let's get into the topics for this evening. My time, probably daytime, your time. Rocky Palumbo at Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. It flags you up typing only at BR. Okay, Rocky, that's not flagging me. That's not highlighting it in this chat box that I've got with my live streaming portal. So I think next time I'll pop out the chat from YouTube and I'll pop that down the side. But it's the only way that it stops me commenting on threads that are halfway through and I completely miss the point and sound totally stupid. So I'll have to revamp that. Again, we're looking at Bitcoin price, 9,500. Okay, we won't say it's crashed. We'll say it's down for a bit. So as Rocky says, buy the dip. But, if we actually zoom out for a moment and we look at where Bitcoin's come from, I'm really happy with this 9 or 10K. I really am. So if you're looking at the chart there, we're not a million miles away from that all-time high of December 2017. So we're certainly not back to the 3,000 where we were at the beginning of this year. So whilst the price is down, absolutely, it is a great time to stack sats, buy more Satoshis, buy more Bitcoin, and get them, as Rocky says, on sale or at a discount. Dan, justlearnbitcoin.com. Great to have you with us, mate. Always great to have you regulars with us. So yes, the price is down a bit. But in terms of where we were at 5 or 6 months ago, hey, listen, it's still 3x'd. So keep that one in mind. Okay. And off the back of that, again, I'll just say my disclaimer. I don't understand charts. I don't understand technical analysis, Fibonacci, and all that other stuff that experts, so-called experts, talk about. So what I'm saying to you, hold on guys, for some reason my second monitor keeps freezing, but hopefully you can all hear me and see me, and that's the main thing. Buenos dias, Dan. Excellent. Buenos dias. Yeah, my lovely wife learning her Spanish every night. Get in there and learn that Spanish. So I've just talked about the price being down, but this article talks about 3 key indicators that suggest Bitcoin price is ready for a massive move. Well, we don't know if it's going to move or not, do we? But, you know, basically it says, is 10K the new 1K for the Bitcoin price? What does that mean? Well, in 2017, everyone was talking about, can we get it over 1,000? Can we get it over $1,000? Can we get it over $1,000? Of course, and then it mooned to 20K. Well, all we keep hearing is, can we get it over 10K? Let's keep it over 10K. Let's keep it over 10K. So it's flirting with 9 and 10K. But what happened next in 2017, we all know. So could that happen in 2019 as well, when a grand becomes 20 or a 20x? And imagine if Bitcoin 20x'd from 10 grand. Well, you got a 200 grand coin. Now, again, no predictions, but, you know, it just sort of begs the question, wouldn't it be amazing if that happened again? Some of you will say, no, I want to keep stacking cheap Bitcoin. But some of us that have got a lot up front don't mind if it decides it wants the moon. I'm just pointing out that these so-called experts talking about these key factors, and could Bitcoin replicate what happened in 2017? Buffy W, my lovely daughter, great to have you with us as well. Just looking at the chat, can't see my granddaughter in. Sometimes she pops on and has a look. Bitcoin's market cap in perspective. Now, this is really powerful, people. Pay attention to this. I saw this out there and thought I really had to share it with you all. What is this about? Okay, let's scroll up and have a look. Okay. I don't want to pick up on the blurb it's talking about, okay? What I want to do is pick up on the basics here. And what we're looking at here is Bitcoin's market cap in perspective. So here, I don't know if you can see this on your screen. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But in the middle, it says Bitcoin, 1 block. And each block represents 180 billion. Just keep that in mind. 1 block. So then let's look at leading tech companies. We've got Facebook, 2.8 blocks, or 2.8 times 180 million. Yeah. Alphabet Incorporated, 4.5 blocks, or as we can see from the top, to remind you all again, 4.5 times 180 billion. Amazon, 4.9 times 180 billion. This is their, you know, their market cap. Apple Incorporated, 5 blocks. So we still got a way to go to catch, you know, corporations like this. But watch where it goes. The total assets of the Federal Reserve, 21 blocks. That is 21 times 180 billion. We can knock socks off the Federal Reserve as Bitcoin gains momentum. Gold, 51.3 blocks. The gross market value of all contracts and derivatives, 70 blocks. That is 70 times 180 billion. We haven't started yet. World GDPs, 75 blocks. European Union, 104 blocks. United States alone, 113 blocks. The real estate market, 1,266 blocks. That is 1,266 times 180 billion. This is where we're sat with monstrous potential. Global debt, nearly 1,400 blocks of 180 billion. Yeah? And yet here we are, little old Bitcoin, whoops, one block. That is why we are so early in all of this, people. Imagine what a Bitcoin will be worth if we just catch up with some of the tech companies that you see here. Imagine if Bitcoin was worth 5 blocks, 505 times 180 billion. Well, that's just under $1 trillion. Yeah? Just by being the same as Apple. Not right terminology, but you get my point here. Zaza, great to have you with us. The point I'm making is we are only just getting started, people. So that's putting Bitcoin's market cap in complete perspective. And then off the back of that, we hear a lot, Bitcoin's the new gold. Well, here's an article that talks about gold, the gold market being flooded with fake gold bars. Is it really any better than Bitcoin? Many Bitcoin skeptics have criticized the cryptocurrency market for helping criminals hide their dirty profits. Remember US Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin saying that Bitcoin was supporting malign behavior? Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin have been exploited to support billions of dollars of illicit activity like cybercrime, tax evasion, extortion, ransomware, illicit drugs and human trafficking, the US official told the press in mid-July. While part of their fears are valid, Bitcoin was among the most used payment options on now defunct Silk Road. But what about fiat currencies, especially the US dollar? Did Pablo Escobar's cocaine empire rise in the cryptocurrency era? Do you take my point? There is illicit activity in every market in the world, but they want to pick on Bitcoin because they want to just stunt its growth. But you know what? Bitcoin rolls on. LITECOIN. Don't often talk about another coin, but here's an interesting one. Charlie Lee, the founder of LITECOIN, it says here he vows to keep funding the LITECOIN Foundation despite rumours that it's in the red. Why is that relevant to Bitcoin? Simple. Because there is nobody needs to fund Bitcoin. Bitcoin rolls on. There is no CEO. There is no figurehead at the top. There are no offices for anyone to shut down. Bitcoin, doesn't need funding by anyone. So here we are again. For LITECOIN to continue, Charlie Lee maybe is going to keep digging into his pockets because it is a centralized coin. So you'll never experience that with Bitcoin, is the point I try to make on these shows. What else have we got? Hong Kong businesses begin adopting Bitcoin as a form of protest. Well, I believe it's a bit of a safe haven. Simon Dixon did a show recently, a live show, talking about if you are in Hong Kong, we hope it doesn't go south. But, the safe haven is to accumulate some Bitcoin because you can take that wherever you go in the world. You can move it anywhere in the world. The pro-democracy, anti-government protest movement in Hong Kong is spurring wider adoption of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Yahoo Finance reported on August 28th that the political upheaval in the city, which has now entered its 12th week, is prompting several local businesses and individuals to switch to using non-sovereign and decentralized digital currencies. When this sort of stuff happens around the world, understand it or not, it really pushes Bitcoin's cause. is what I'm trying to say. So all I ever try to do on my Bitcoin show is to try and inspire you all that we are in the right place at the right time. Don't get fudded out of your coin by mainstream media, this type of media. I'm just highlighting articles and then sort of aligning them with why we are in Bitcoin and why we should be in Bitcoin and why we should never ever get fudded out of our Bitcoin. Here's another pro article, bullish for Bitcoin. BTC adoption in sports is rising as NBA's Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey buys more Bitcoin. I think there was a tweet here I might have highlighted. Pomp, Bitcoin allows you to opt out of the chaos. He was responding to a Donald Trump Twitter here. But Daryl Morey responded to Pomp saying, I just bought more Bitcoin. Don't you just love it? More and more of these figureheads are going to get this and they are going to buy into Bitcoin. So hold strong, people, because this thing, it really is going to moon at some point. We just don't know when, and we've got to ride the roller coaster in between. What do I mean if you're brand new to the site? Roller coaster, brand new to crypto roller coaster? Well, we know I got in May 2017 and then it mooned. It went to an all-time high of $20,000 in 2017 and I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. I didn't really understand crypto then. I was learning as much as I could, and then I wondered what the hell was happened as it started to crash in January 2018, and then we went into this bear market for all of 2018 and some of 2019. If it hadn't have been for the content creators like Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, if it hadn't been for Andreas Antonopoulos, Trace Mayer, Simon Dixon, BTC Benny, and many more, I may have even got fudded out of my Bitcoin thinking, what have I done? I bought and now the whole thing's collapsing. The more we get this message out there, the more we see big individuals like, I don't even know who this guy is, but if he's the general manager of NBA's Houston Rockets, I guess he's pretty influential or a big figurehead in America. That can only be bullish for Bitcoin. When you look at Jack Dorsey of Twitter, big fan of Bitcoin. Tim Draper, the billionaire venture capitalist in America, big fan of Bitcoin. Love him or hate him, John McAfee, big fan of Bitcoin, even though he goes off on a tangent and does other stuff as well. The point is, there's a lot of figureheads out there that are big fans of Bitcoin, and that can only be bullish for the future. Just something to be mindful of here. Bitcoin scammer impersonates Kiwi celebrity to pump their get-rich-quick scheme. Be very, very mindful of get-rich-quick schemes. Basically, he tweeted or put a message on Facebook saying, can I now say publicly that it's not me on Facebook pumping Bitcoin and fancy cars and wealth schemes? It's not me. What I'm saying off the back of that, people, is there are loads of scams and schemes out there that allude to being Bitcoin. They are not. If you give somebody £250 or $250, you're buying into a trading scheme where there's a high chance you are going to lose your money, your Bitcoin position. Learn the difference between owning Bitcoin, the root, and giving your money over to a trading scheme. Barefoot Barry from New Zealand, great to have you with us. Steel Horses 2004 has joined. Great to have you with us, guys. I love the regular community that I'm starting to build. Keep it going, guys. Let's build a community of like-minded Bitcoiners. Let's not dump on anything else. Let's just be positive and build this community. I love it. Yeah, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin will always be one Bitcoin, whether it's 10 grand, 9 grand, 3 grand, or 100 grand. One Bitcoin will always be one Bitcoin. So let's get into some tweets. And I'm going to eat a little bit of humble pie here, because after I finished Monday's show, I had Rocky banging the drum at me that I screwed up a tweet. So I said I would come and make good on this particular show. So Rocky, this one is for you. Okay. The 4 Satoshis posted a tweet, and it was about a dude called Brian Kelly. I don't know who Brian Kelly is, but it was breaking down his crypto portfolio with 30% Bitcoin and 15% ETH and Ethereum Classic and all these others, IOTA, etc. And the tweet, I finished it off with, great job, Brian Kelly. You turned 10K into just over 13K in 2 years, which is nothing to shout home about. But I missed a bit at the bottom that said, but if you'd have been 100% in Bitcoin, you would have turned 10K into 26.6K. Great big oops. The message there is altcoins even now are getting totally wrecked. Bitcoin only is only my advice. Don't take it as financial advice, but I encourage you all, build your Bitcoin pot. Stack sats. Buy a little bit each week, fortnight, 2 weekly, monthly, whenever you're paid, and just gradually build. It's called dollar cost averaging, and you'll always be in the best position if you own Bitcoin. Andy BTC, yeah, absolutely, it is amazing. I know, Andy, you're quite new to the show. I know you found us several months ago. You're a regular on the show, Andy, so a big shout out for Andy BTC. He's always on the show. He's in the UK. Andy, it is amazing, and I know that 6 months ago you didn't know anything about crypto or Bitcoin, and you just started following my channel. So it is amazing, Andy. You know, the more I'm in this rabbit hole, the more passionate and excited I get about where I am in life, in the universe. This point in time, many people aren't going to see what we're experiencing right now. So Andy, yes, it is completely amazing to be alive right now. Back off gold again. Pomp, Peter Schiff. Yo, Peter Schiff, you can't put fake stamps on a Bitcoin. What is this about? Exclusive there. Fake branded bars slip dirty gold into the world's markets. So even gold, you get fake stuff going on, but you can't put fake stamps, people, on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It'll never be replicated anywhere else, no matter what Bitcoin Cash, BSV want to say they own. Bitcoin is the real Bitcoin. Bitcoin has seen an astonishing 338,433,233% appreciation over the past decade, dwarfing many well-known internet companies over the same time period. Imagine it if it goes and replicates that again over the next 10 years. What a time to be alive, people. I want to read it highlighted in green first. People ask me where all the money needed for a trillion Bitcoin market value would come from. My answer, silver, gold, countries with negative interest rates, Europe, Japan, US soon it says, countries with predatory governments, Venezuela, China, Iran, Turkey, etc., billionaires and millionaires hedging against quantitative easing, and institutional investors discovering the best performing asset of the last 10 years. Now, the top bit. Old content from 100 trillion USD, but the thesis is continuing to play out. I would add high net worth individuals to the investor bucket as well. They will move in before institutional investors because they can make quick decisions. The information asymmetry is being reduced. My God, right place, right time, yet again. And finally on the tweets. Has McCook, can these people ever be reached, or is hope lost for them? I don't know the background of that tweet, but I guess he's meaning those people that we try to talk to about Bitcoin, that it falls on deaf ears. They don't listen to us. They think we're mad. They think we've gone off to the planet Zog or something. Bitcoin Tina responded. Tina stands for there is no alternative than Bitcoin. Everyone will own Bitcoin, but some will pay much higher prices and some will be filled with deep regret. Guys, please do not be filled with regret by not getting yourself a Bitcoin position, because this is just starting. I've shown you, that one orange square that is the 180 billion Bitcoin market cap. Imagine when we hit 5 squares, 10, 100, 500. I mean, maybe I won't be alive. Maybe you won't be alive. Maybe our kids won't be alive, but it's coming. It really, really is. So a quick shout out to the show sponsors, justlearnbitcoin.com. Get down that rabbit hole, people. Check out justlearnbitcoin.com. They will help you with anything. Wallet setup and backup, long-term storage solution, end-of-life planning. If I click over here, they've got everything there. Tabs, look, consulting, learning to trade, buying Bitcoin. They've got a shop, a merch site there. If you buy anything on their merch site, I believe it is still running. Dan might put me right on that, but I think 10% of all takings go to Pastor Phil's cause, which I'll touch on briefly in a moment. So if I scroll down, it's all there, guys. If you anything to do with mining, coins sent to the wrong chain, all sorts, do check out justlearnbitcoin.com. This is the button I'm not letting up on until we really get a few whales looking at Phil's cause. And that is Pastor Phil, who had all of his Bitcoin stolen by a scammer. You can see the people supporting that there. Rocky Palumbo's dealing with this as well. There's a couple of great videos that explain how Phil lost his Bitcoin. It is well worth watching. Certainly the video at the top that I did with Rocky and Phil, because Rocky breaks down something that I'd never come across before, and this is what we call a DNS or a BGP hacking attack. And poor old Phil was just doing a firmware update on his Trezor, and he missed a tiny little bit of red alarm writing at the top in the URL, and 24 hours later his Bitcoin had gone, 14.2 of it. Now when you read Phil's story, it's not much to read. I think it's 3 pages. He's a lovely guy that's done a lot of good in the world. 16 years as a pastor. You can click here to make a donation on LITECOIN. I believe you can even donate with LITECOIN, I believe, and Rhodium. I think Mimblewimble, I'm not sure. Rocky might correct me on that, but I know that Chris Gilliard, the lead dev at Mimblewimble, is going to donate a fair chunk of his Mimblewimble because he owns Bitcoin. Although he's the lead developer at Mimblewimble, because he holds Bitcoin, he's claimed his Bitcoin as well, and he's going to donate all of that to Pastor Phil's cause. My wife and I have donated to Phil's cause. Please head over there and make a donation. Again, I'm flabbergasted at how many people are clicking on that site, having a look, and then leaving without making the donation, whether it's $5, of Bitcoin, 10, 100, 50, whatever it is. Pick up a link, share it across your social media platforms so that we can help Phil even get a little bit of his Bitcoin back. Finally, let's finish up with a quote, because I do love quotes. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. How do I liken that to being involved in Bitcoin? Well, quite simply, guys, many people get frustrated when they buy their Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about it's going to moon. And of course, then it goes to 13.8, then drops back to 9.5. Good buying opportunity, Rocky. I get it. And they get frustrated thinking, have I made the right decision? It is about hanging on in there when everybody else lets go. In my other business, I remember asking the MD of that company when I first joined the company 23 years ago, I said, Dusty, what is the secret of success in this business? And he said, Brian, it's simple. It is clinging on when everybody else lets go. Clinging on like your life depends on it and pushing forward when everybody else gives up on their dreams. And that is Bitcoin, people. We have no control over when it's going to move, when it's going to pull back. You know, all the technical analysis guys, the people that read charts, they all get wrecked. They all get it wrong. And my philosophy is simple. If somebody's making predictions over and over and over and over and over again, they're going to get it right once in a while. And that's when they shout, "See, I told you I was right." What about all the times they got it wrong? Just buy your position in Bitcoin, stack your sats, and then get on with life. Don't look at the charts. And just let Bitcoin do what it does over time, because it's a brand new asset class. It's only 10 years old, people. You know, that's brand new in the world of finance. It's going to go through its teething problems. It's going to go through governments and financial institutions trying to crush it when it starts to threaten their very existence. You got to understand that. And the way you understand that is follow channels like mine, Bitcoin Meisters, BTC Benny's, Andreas Antonopoulos, Trace Mayer, Simon Dixon, and those types of people. Forgive me if I've left somebody out who's a friend of mine within the space, apologies, but you know I mean you as well. There's a group of people that I follow that initially helped me build my strong Bitcoin hand, and now I've got my rock solid hand. I'm trying to pay it forward and help you people looking at this, newbies or just involved or thinking about getting involved. I'm trying to pay it forward to help build your strong hand